Greetings everyone, welcome back to the part 2. In the part 1 we have seen that how we can read the data and how we can convert the data into arrays and how we can create labels and group for their data. In this part we will extract features from this data. In the part 1 we have seen that the shape of our data is 720119 into 1250. So let's suppose if I have to extract only one feature, what should be the shape of my feature array? The shape of my feature should be 7201, 19, and this should be the shape of my first feature. If I have to extract only one feature. What if I have to extract two features? Then the shape will be this. What if I have to extract 10 features? Then the shape will be this. So if I have to extract only average as a feature, then np.mean will be data array, and then I have to define x is equal to -1 because I have to extract feature from this dimension. Okay, and then I will do the shape. The shape will be 720119. So let's start writing the different features from this data. We have extracted different features such as average, standard deviation, peak to peak, variance, minimum, maximum, index of minimum value, index of maximum value, root mean square, absolute difference of signal, which is first we have to find the difference of the signal, then have to take the absolute, and then have to take the sum of the signals, skewness, kurtosis, and lastly we concatenate all these features. So now let's run a loop to extract these features. First create a features list to store the extracted features. Then for data in for d in data array, and then features dot append concatenate. Okay, just this thing. I hope I have run this. No. Okay, concatenate feature and pass this t. Okay, it gives an error. Scipy.stats have no, it's actually kurtosis, not good, kurtosis. Okay, all the input array must have the same number. Okay, it means that some of the array has different dimension. So it's a bit tricky to find out. Maybe we have to check this one by one. Okay, -1. Okay. So let's check randomly for some values by passing d, that what is this shape. Okay, mean. dot shape 19 and then standard shape 19. Okay, this has different, absolute different, might be. Okay, I have forgot to return this. Okay, it will take some time to extract all this feature from the data. Now let's check the convert these features into a feature list into array features into nb dot array. You can also use stack, maybe features array. It's 7201 into 228. So let's see how we get 228. We have 19 channel, I believe. 228 divided by 19. So we have around 12 features which we have used for the purpose of classification. Let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. We have 12 features for the classification. So now let's use logistic regression for the classification. From sklearn.linear model import linear model import logistic regression. The next we will use from sklearn.pipeline import pipeline. This will use a pipeline of our scaling with the classification purpose. From scale, for the scaling we will use standard scaler. Import standard scaler. Pre-processing. From sklearn dot model selection import group default. This is the reason we have created the groups, because we want to split based on the groups, not on the base of the trial. We want to split based on the subjects. So here I can also use grid search CV for the hyperparameter tuning. This will just speed up our performance. So first define classifier, which is actually logistic regression. Next I have to define groups, which can group k-fold, which can be JKF. Group k-fold equal to group k-fold, and I will define 5 groups. You can define 10 groups, or how many, 14 groups you can maybe define. Then I have to define a pipeline. Pipe is equal to pipeline, and the first will be scalar. The first step in pipeline is scaling the data, so I will define scalar, which is actually standard scalar. The next thing in pipeline is basically the classifier CLF, which is actually the CLF. Okay, this is the end. The next I have to define the parameter for to be tuned. Actually, logistic regression have few parameters, whereas other classifiers such as that is maybe SVM or decision tree or NFRest are a lot of parameters. So that's why we are using logistic regression to speed up the process of creating this tutorial. So that is only the C parameter, CLFC, and the value can be 0.1, 0.5, 0.7, 1, 3, 5, 7. You can pass as many as values you want, but this will just slow down the process as you increase the number of values. So let's create a grid search object, and here we have to pass our classifier, which is now pipe. What will pipe do is it will first apply standard scalar on the data, and then it will apply classifier on the data. Then I have to pass param grid. The next thing I have to pass is CV, which is defined that how many folds we want. We actually want GKF, which is group fold, group K fold. If we just pass 5, then it will randomly split them. So I have passed GKF, which will split based on the groups. Then I can use n jobs equal to 12. It is basically the number of processors you have. I have 24 processors, but I will use just 12 here. Then I will fit this GSV as we fit like classifier or standard scalar. First I have to pass features array, then label array, and then groups. Hopefully I will get some error, which is actually this error. It should be comma, because it is not a dictionary, it is a tuple, and here it is fit. Okay, it will take some time, and here it gives us some error. Okay, it says CLF logistic regression. Okay, here we have to use 2 underscore instead of 1. Okay, the process complete. We can use grid search. GSCV and find the best score we achieve. We achieved the best score of 66%, which you can improve by using better features or by better pre-processing the data. You can also convert this data from time series into frequency domain and then can find these features. You can also convert the data from time domain to time frequency domain and can extract these features. You can also use entropy based feature, fractal dimensions, and the feature which are more complex and better. This is the simplest feature, which are mostly the statistical feature, so the results are not very good. This is the end of the tutorial. Hope you will like it.